Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Catherine, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can practice your Outschool classes on Zoom, how you can practice on Outschool to minimize the nerves and maximize the fun. I don't know. Seriously, please don't be nervous if you're watching this before your first class. If you're just trying to practice, there's nothing to be nervous about. I know how you feel, okay? And just know that you are a great teacher. Be confident because you made an awesome class and your students are excited to see it. And all the students at Outschool are super, super nice. So there are bad eggs, but you won't have them in your first class. So don't be nervous. I don't know if that was comforting or not, but if you are technologically challenged, have comfort in knowing that Zoom is super easy to use. It is not hard at all, and you got this, okay? I only use a couple features on Zoom, and I'm fine, you know? So keep it simple, especially for your first class, and everything will go smoothly, okay? Okay, so without further ado, this is how you practice on Zoom, and this is how you practice your Outschool class and everything you need to know about Zoom. Hello, so let's make a practice class. So this is how you're going to practice Zoom, practice all these fun things. So go to teach, and then we're going to go to sections. You're going to hit schedule a section, select any class, it doesn't really matter, hit add section. Okay, so once you're here, add a meeting time. Does not matter the time because you're going to keep this on private. So why are you keeping it on private? So that no one can sign up. Therefore, it's not a real class. You're not really going to teach it this time. If you make it public, that makes it a real class. So, and then kids can sign up and stuff like that. So definitely make sure it stays on private. And then go down. Unless you do want to make this a real class, then don't forget to hit public. But for all intents and purposes, we are going to keep this one on private. So anyway, once that's done, hit class summary. It'll bring you to the class summary. You're going to go to the class you just made. It'll say private next to it in big yellow letters. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, if this were to be a real class, is write down all the learners. See this little tab here? It says learners. Usually it'll say all the kids that sign up here. Obviously, no one's enrolled right now because this is not a real class. But what I do is I write it down on a little sticky note before I jump into my classroom. So get into the habit of doing that because you need to have that list of learners to match the participants coming into Zoom. Sometimes they have different names because they might be using their parents' Zoom. You know, maybe it might be under their brother's name or something. So you want to make sure you have that list so you know who you're admitting in. It is a policy on Outschool to have the student open their camera just to make sure that they are who they say they are. They aren't some creepy, 70-year-old adults just trying to creep on some kids. So they have to show up for just a little bit. They can close their camera after that, but they have to at least show their face for a second, say, hi, I'm Tim, I'm 4, or however old they're supposed to be. It is important to have that list to make sure it matches your Zoom. So I will show you how to do that right now. So you're going to go to classroom, and before we hit start live meeting, what I like to do before I open my class is if I have a Google slideshow or anything, I like to make sure it's pulled up so that once class starts, I can just hit share screen, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So let's start live meeting. Okay, and especially if this is your first class, make sure to do this, just make sure Zoom pops up. It should for everyone. I don't think you have to download Zoom or anything, but if you do, it should walk you through the steps. But if Zoom's all ready to go, if it's just, ready up for you, just hit open zoom.us. And then it will load. And here we are. So I'm going to take it off of me. Thank you. Okay, so but the first thing I like to do when I jump in here is I hit chat and I hit participants. So I do this because I want to be able to see other participants that come through. They'll pop up here and you just hit admit. Like I was just saying, sometimes they have a different name. Sometimes it's their parents' name. Sometimes it's their sibling's name or something. You just want to make sure it matches. And if it doesn't match, you can admit them and just say, hey, are you, what's your name? Is this under, a family member's account? Usually they're like, yeah. And if they are not, say they are not who they say they are, they refuse to open their camera. I've never had this problem before, so it's very rare. But I would give them, 3 to 5 chances. Say, hey, please open your camera for just 1 second. You can close it afterwards. I just have to make sure that you are, who you say you are. This is an Outschool policy. I'm so sorry. I would also type in a chat box for them to see. And, after you've given them, 4 or 5 chances, I would remove them from the classroom. Again, does that happen often? No. Does it happen sometimes? Yes. Is it important to know? Yes. So, but I just want to point that out for the next thing that we're about to do, which I guess I'll get to in a second. But after I hit, participants in chat, I hit this little button, and then I unclick allow participants to rename themselves. I forgot to do this one time, and it was so annoying. I immediately unchecked it and put, everything back to where it was, but very annoying. So don't forget to uncheck this. If you forget before class, like I did that one time, you can still check it in the middle of class and change everyone's name back. Play sound when someone joins or leaves. This is very important. I definitely keep this checked so that when the participants pop in here, it'll make a little da-na sound, so I know someone's in the waiting room, and I know I have to click admit to allow them in. And like I just said, make sure they are who they say they are. Make sure they're not some creepy old person or something like that. Allow participants to unmute themselves. I keep this checked so that they can unmute themselves and talk with me during class. And then this one is optional, mute participants upon entry. I know other teachers do check this. Continue. I don't. I keep it unchecked because, I don't know, as they come in, I like to say hello to them. I'll go ahead and ask them to turn their camera on so that I just kind of get all the students as they go. And as they're coming in, I check them off on my little sticky note where I wrote their names down just to make sure everyone's in class. I'm not waiting on anybody, or I know who is missing from class. And I also know what names to look for, like I just explained, Outschool policy. So yes, and again, if they're not who they say they are, if they are some creeper, just hit remove and then email support@Outschool. I believe that's who you email. Email Outschool, tell them what's up, and they'll help you through it. But that's all you gotta do. Again, rare, but good to know. I will show you what I do now when I share my screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Record the audio. Meeting audio will not be fully recorded. Okay. Share screen. I hit share. Let's see. And then I go here, and then I hit present. So now I'm presenting, my little slideshow, my little improv thing. Now, I have had someone before, just one kid out of the billions of times I've taught this class, draw over the screen, lie that he wasn't drawing over the screen. It was super annoying. So how do you stop kids from annotating on here? Go to this little helpful thing, hit more, hit disable attendee annotation. You can also show the names of annotators so that when they draw, it'll show the name so you know who is drawing all over the screen. So I was able to call homeboy out and be like, yo, kid, I know it's you. What it? And then he did, but I had to disable. You can also enable attendee annotation if you want them to draw all over the screen. However, for what all intents and purposes, I do not let them do that. So, and yeah, that's literally all I do. And then once I'm done with this slideshow, I just hit stop share. We go back to this normal screen, and that's all I do. I like to keep my Zoom presentation of all my little participants in a gallery format. I'll show you what that looks like in a second, the button that you push. I'll show you a picture of what that button looks like that I picked to put them all in gallery view. It just kind of makes them look like, the Brady Bunch family style, so that's not just like one person talking at a time. But anyway, yeah, keep it very simple. I literally just do unclick this one thing and then I'm good to go. And when I'm sharing my screen, sometimes I hit disable attendees from writing on it. So unless you're doing something more advanced than just sharing a slideshow or something like that, it's really all you need to know about Zoom. Like I say, keep it simple. Just, make it manageable for you, especially your first class. Don't do anything too extravagant. Just kind of get used to Zoom at first. Now, if you're going for it, all these like games and Kahoots and things like that, more power to you, my friend. More power to you. But if you want to be like me, just keep it simple. Just have a little PowerPoint to share, or, have some fun games that you're going to play. Maybe you don't need a PowerPoint, but that's literally all I do in Zoom. So I hope this was helpful for you. See, now wasn't that easy? I hope so. Please practice. It is not hard, and just after a couple times of practicing, you will have it down packed, okay? Okay, and the subscriber of the day is Marty Johnson. Thank you so much for commenting. If you would like to be the subscriber of the day, just leave a nice comment below. And if you leave a nice comment, then I take a little screenshot and then I put you in my next video. So anyway, thank you so much for your sweet comment, Marty. Thanks for being here. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you and your lovely spirit. So thank you. Anyway, that is all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to apply to Outschool, be an Outschool teacher, or if you'd like me to help you through the process, all the information about that is down below. So be sure to check that out. So anyway, have a fabulous day and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.